What's up? David, when it comes to the defensive game plan and rebounding versus transition, how would you evaluate the buy-in from the fellas tonight?
I thought the adjustments, the buy-in was great. We tried to do what we do. We were up, and I thought once they made threes and they started pressing our feet, it was almost like we have to drop. Like we got to put Nikola down the floor. So some of the shots probably looked like easy shots because they were floaters, 10-footers, 12-footers. We decided let's just live with that. Stay out of the driving kick, stay away from the three-point line, the canards, the Baines, and live with some of that 2v2 stuff, and it was effective. Not to mention, man, our offense in the first half, we just couldn't make a shot. And it's funny, it's like you're playing and you're like, well, we got to get the ball to Nikola, but, this guy's also wide open. He has to shoot this shot. So I thought the guys, I was impressed by their ability to just stay with it, because a lot of games like that, you go, God, we're down 15, we're 1 for 13 from three. They're dictating the pace. We were kind of sloppy with the ball. I think we had 7 in the first half and only maybe 5 or 6 in the second, but they were different kinds of turnovers. So that was a playoff game. Those are playoff game kind of things where not everything's going your way, but you rely on your energy, togetherness. You stay in the game, give yourself a chance. And what you guys all know, these games are so long. So hell of a win.
What can you say about the resiliency of Jamal and Nikola at the end especially?
Jamal, to come back, and you could tell he was exhausted. He hasn't played in a long time outside of small-sided games with our coaches. That's not this. That's not John Morant. That's not Jackson. It's a different kind of thing. And Jamal is so interesting. The harder it gets, the more tired he gets, the better he plays, as we all know. And to watch those guys play the two-man game at the end is, I don't know, I'd buy a ticket to watch that. It's beautiful. And they take their time. They take what's there. It's never forced. And the unselfishness of the other 3 guys just to get out of the way and stay flat and watch those guys play. It's been working for a long time. It's historically incredible to watch. And like I said, that was a playoff game. And those 2 guys, when it gets really intense, it seems like they breathe real easy. So it was fun to watch.
So much about to say about this team. A 13-0 run late in the game to put this thing away. It seems like it says a lot about this team.
Yeah, and 1 point given up in the last 6 minutes is absolutely incredible. So the 9-0 run to end it, and it looked like who we've been. We're a team that's won big games for a long time. We understand the DNA of that kind of game, and we have it. And those guys were just stayed with it. Like I said, so resilient. I've seen us win that game a lot. Just staying with it, getting stops. Eventually your offense will come around. I told them that in there. I'm never worried about that. We never have been worried about that. We're going to score. But once we found our defensive intensity, rhythm, you could see it change. And it started to change, I thought, at the end of the third quarter. So really proud of the guys.
So much about that playoff environment is just stepping up and being able to do what's needed, even if it does get weird, even if the rhythm is off. What do you say about Aaron and Russ specifically and the way that they stepped up tonight? 2
vets. Been in this thing before, and I said it before the game. We're going to finish with the 5 guys that are playing well. Mistakenly, people said that I didn't play Russ in Sacramento. That wasn't the case. I played the 5 people I thought could win the game, and what do you know? Russ played pretty well tonight, so who finished the game? Russ. You got to do what you got to do to win games, and this is not about one individual person or trying to make a narrative about one person or this guy or that guy. That's not what this is. This is about just trying to win the game. And so really proud of Russ. And AG would just carried us throughout the night until Jamal and Nikola got going.
Getting this, so much closer to a top 6 finish, that's obvious what the importance of this game was. So, what are some of the reaction to that, and, just what this win means for you guys, heading into next week?
Yeah, I thought that the last 2 games felt like a playoff game. And so you've already started your process of what you're trying to get to. And I think the prior 4 games, for whatever reason, there was some exhaustion with the season. And I think maybe putting ourselves in this position may have helped a little bit with the intensity of the last 2, because guys have completely emptied the tank in both games. And it was really cool to see because, as you know, when you get in those playoff games, you empty the tank every single night. Look, we're in this position, so we have to do it a little bit earlier. We're not OKC, Cleveland, Boston. We have to go. It's go time. So hopefully that prepares you for something special if we're lucky enough to get in.
David, Nikola Jokic locking up a triple-double average for the season, just the 3rd player in NBA history to do that. what do you have to say about his season-long performance?
If he doesn't win the MVP, it's the greatest season of all time not to win the MVP.
I think there's a chance that you guys are clinched by the end of tonight. If that's the case, does it change the way you approach Sunday, or is it win at all costs for seeding no matter what?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. I went in there saying to the guys, like, let's keep the flow going with Houston. But if things work out our way the next 36 hours, you definitely have to have an intelligent conversation with medical, with the players, and as a staff, make a sound decision. And not to mention, the records are so close. There's no manipulation going on here. Like, I have no idea who's going to win tomorrow, who's going to win Sunday, playing at the same time, all that kind of stuff. So I think definitely a conversation if it does happen tonight. But I don't think you can dictate your matchup and all that right now. It's just so crazy with the records.
One more.
You mentioned AG kind of vaguely. What did you see from him tonight that was able to guide you guys?
Extreme toughness, not giving into the cross match. They put the center on him. He was incredible flooding to the rim when they doubled. They came from the baseline. He absolutely physically owned their smalls that tried to take him out. And then just the overall, the rebound at the end just shows you where he's at mentally. AG's had calf issues all year. In the last 2 games, you've seen him catch lob dunks. That rebound was incredible from my angle. His head was above the box. It was incredible. And that shows you where his effort level is and how important this is to him.
Thank you, David.
Yep.
Thank you.